Hey, what's up YouTube? This is CJ. Bringing you guys another update on the Reef tank. It's been a while since I've done a full update, so I'm gonna take my time with this. I'm gonna cover all my new additions, some of the losses I've had again, and everything that's been going on the last 5 months. So hope you guys enjoy the vid. Yeah, the funny thing is, I had actually forgotten how long the tank was running. I looked back through my older vids and I realized the tank's been running since the beginning of May, so pretty damn close to 5 months. And so far everything's been going well for the most part. I've had my issues, but I'm gonna cover everything that's been going on in the last few weeks. We'll try to keep it short as possible. I did try something different with the lighting this time. I turned down the 10x on the lights, way down actually, so the phone doesn't bleed through so much. Let me know what you guys think at the end, if it's a little clearer than the last shot, because I'm still trying to work out the kinks on this new camera. I know it's been a while since I showed you guys behind the tank, and honestly, nothing has changed for real. I still got the same equipment. Got my media baskets. I have them stuck with filter floss. I got my heater in the second compartment so that way it doesn't run dry. And my skimmer still doing this thing. Besides having to readjust it whenever I make any changes to the water, like a water change or putting putty in the tank if I'm securing something. Other than that, the skimmer pretty much does what it's supposed to do. Now, as far as the reactor, really can't tell if this thing's helping me as much as I thought it would. It's definitely time to replace the media, I know that. But as you can tell, it is growing algae, inside the glass, a side effect of the light shining down on it. But I'll show you guys the algae in my tank here a little later in the vid, and you guys let me know what you think. But so far, it's performing as far as mechanically. It's doing its thing. I did use an extra clip from my sensor from my JBJ to help secure my auto top-off line. I had an incident where it came loose and tape was just a bad idea, so hopefully that will secure it. But as far as things I would change, still figuring out if I even needed that reactor. And the skimmer, if I can do it again, I would get a skimmer that would fit in the second or first chamber a little better than the Tunzi. So other than that, everything else is going well as far as the equipment goes. If you can't tell already, I've definitely been adding some pieces to the tank. A few corals, a few more fish. So I'm gonna take a minute and kind of go through everything I've added. And as far as the existing corals, they're all doing good. So we'll cover them in the next vid. We're gonna focus on what's new. Whenever I'm going to pick up corals, I never really know what I want. So, when I seen these two pieces, I was like, I think I got the perfect spot. And it ended up working out. So I picked up both. I have the finger leather down here. So it's a normal finger leather. And then I also have the green devil's hand. Now these corals, they're definitely not, happy at the moment with me changing the lighting right before I record it. But when the polyps are out, it's definitely a nice piece. And when this finger leather is opened all the way, it definitely looks nice as well. So I'll try to catch a better shot for you guys later. I was finally able to get my hands on a gold torch coral. When I first set my tank up, the LFS had one in stock, but I was like, man, my tank's too young. So I waited, and someone ended up buying it. And since then, I had to wait 4 months for him to get a different one in. And here we go. I'm really happy with this specimen. I'll tell you, the camera definitely doesn't know justice. It's really I've never seen this color gold in a reef tank before, so I'm pretty happy to have it in mind. Still trying to figure out the perfect spot for it. It didn't open up all the way. It took a few extra days to get adjusted. It's not really like my other torch corals. It wants more flow, but not a direct flow. So for now, it seems to be open and happy, and we'll see how much this lasts. Now, I definitely love my Euphyllia corals, so when I seen this frog spine at a good deal, I had to grab it. It was one of the normal green ones with the purple tips. It was very common. I've seen them in other tanks before. I actually had one before, but it still doesn't take away from the way it looks. So I had to definitely add this to the tank. Never had a chance to try any SPS in my tank before, so I figured, hell, why not? I went ahead and grabbed this green bird's nest. Really a nice piece, especially for the price. So far everything looks good. Haven't seen any bleaching. The polyps are extended. So, I think I may have a chance. You guys let me know. I'll keep you guys updated on this, on this situation, and if this coral lives or, if it even shows any growth. Now, this is not a new coral, but I want to show you what it looks like when your anemone is holding you hostage in your reef tank. It's attached its foot under here and taking up shop on the right side of the rockwork, which used to be where my torch coral was. So, after watching it sting the hell out of my torch coral, I decided to move it, and I'm going to let it hold its ground. Hopefully it decides to stay put, because, I actually like that location for it. Now, you guys may not have noticed this in the tank before, but I have algae issues just like anyone else. I wouldn't say it's out of hand. I don't have a lot of bubble algae or anything or cyano problems, but I do have algae growing on my rockwork. So, I'm going to chalk it up to extra nutrients. I would say, replacing my Phosguard and my reactor is probably going to help with it. But really, I figured, it's a food supply. So I'm going to go pick up a lawnmower blending as my next fish, or at least one of the next fish I add. And I hopefully, it'll be something fun to watch and help him as he helps me. Now, you may not have noticed it, between the green algae, there were some spots of purple. That's right. I have finally started to grow Coraline in my tank. I'm pretty happy. I've never been able to do it before. For some reason, I'm not sure. My last tank never grew any. But showing it on your pump, definitely a sign that it's in your tank. So all I'm going to do is wait and let it do its thing. So I'll keep you guys updated on that growth as well. As far as all my invertebrates go, everyone's live and happy. Right now, I have 5 shrimp in the tank, 2 peppermint, 2 cleaners, and 1 fire shrimp. So if you've wondered if you can have that many in the tank and have them coexist, I have 0 issues. No one fights, no one tries to kill each other. Everyone just hangs out on their own rock or overhang or cave or whatever they do. So, if you want multiple shrimp, go for it. It can work out. And I would consider them very important because they're part of the cleanup crew as well. Now, that's pretty much going to cover all the new corals I added to the tank. So I just want to take a minute and kind of share with you guys what's been going on with my livestock, because it's been pretty crazy, I'm not going to lie. Or crazy or bad luck, whatever you want to call it. Let's go ahead and start with what's not in the tank first. It's going to be my Coral Beauty Angel. Now, there's a little story behind this. A couple weeks ago, I would say 2.5 weeks ago, decided I wanted another flame angel. I've bought multiple flame angels with no success. So I said, this is the time it's going to work. Went and bought a flame angel, a nice healthy fish, added him to my tank. As soon as I added him to the tank, the Coral Beauty, who had been in the tank for, I would say a month and a half or so, became very territorial and tortured the flame angel to the point of me getting worried. So what I ended up doing was taking the net, trapping the Coral Beauty, pinning the net against the glass, and I was going to leave him there to give the flame angel time to adjust and get comfortable. Well, I went to bed, woke up, he had escaped the net, and not only had he escaped the net, he chased the flame angel so much the flame angel actually hid inside of the net, trying to get away from the Coral Beauty. So at that point, I had to make a decision. Do you like the flame angel more, which is a more expensive fish, a prettier fish, or the Coral Beauty? So I decided to take the Coral Beauty and trade it in for credit. Now, when returning it, I was like, hey, let's go ahead and use this credit for some more fish. So I decided to pick up the yellow wrasse, which you see swimming around. And I also wanted a schooling fish, so I went ahead and got some green chromas. I actually picked up 5 of them, planning on maybe ending up with 3. I know they fight and they're aggressive, all of that good stuff. Well, plan backfired. Actually, triple backfired. I only have 1 chromis left. And my flame angel that I decided to keep, that I wanted to keep over the Coral Beauty, he ended up dying anyways. I don't know if he succumbed to stress or whatever happened to him when I introduced him to the tank, but it just didn't work out. So not only did I lose my flame angel, but I have no Coral Beauty, and now I only have 1 chromis. So I would say pretty bad luck, but if there's any consolation prize, I do have a nice yellow wrasse now swimming around the tank, appearing to be happy and healthy. So, I can still build on my stock list from here. Just a little frustrated, I'm not going to lie. Now I'm going to keep working towards my stock list goal slowly but surely. As you can tell, I do have some clowns in the tank. I did add some mocha clowns. So, I got the 2 clowns. I got my yellow wrasse. I have 2 damsels. And I have the diamond spot goby. So still some more room. I do want to add another angel. And I do want to add a blenny. And depending on what happens, that may be my stock list. That may be it. Or I may add a few more chromas. I'm not sure if this one's going to make it. We'll see. So I'll let him be the tester. If he stays alive, it lets me know that, maybe they succumb to fighting each other. But if he dies, it'll let me know maybe it was, I just shouldn't have chromas. So we'll see what happens with the stock list. I'll definitely keep you guys updated on that. I did end up making a few changes to my corals as far as the flow and the placement. Now my MP10 is on the back right corner of the tank. So it flows down the wall, down the back wall, hits the glass and whips around the front. So that essentially makes the left side of my tank a high flow only area. So I can't put anything over there. So I had to move my frog spawns on the right side and move my torches on the left. And I pretty much can't put anything but torches or SPS or something on that left side. So with that being in mind, I would, remind anyone, be mindful of that, of your plans or what you want to do. So, as far as your stock list with your corals, you may be limited. I only have so much room on that left side for high flow things. So I got to be careful with what I pick and really selective. Now, one of the more significant changes I've made, you guys probably haven't even noticed it yet. It's going to be to my sand bed. I ended up taking off about 2.5 inches off of it. I didn't realize I had that much sand in the tank until that damn diamond spot goby started going to work. I mean, it wasn't even just him sifting the sand that was bad. It was there being so much sand available, he would build these big ass mounds that would damn near cover any coral close to it or just irritate them. So, to try to avoid getting rid of them, I figured I'll give them less to work with. And I also noticed, when I was cleaning my tank, when I do my water changes, I siphon my sand bed. And it was really hard to do with it being so much in there. With it only being an inch across the bottom now, it's a lot cleaner. I can keep it cleaner easier. The goby, when he sifts the sand, he can sift all the way down to the bottom of it. So he's getting through all of it now. So, it stays crystal clear. I do have a cloud here and there, but for the most part, tank stays clear, as you can tell right now. So that's going to cover all the changes. I really, haven't done nothing else. I know this video is a lot longer than I normally make them, but hey, I don't plan on making videos as often. So I figure when I do make them now, I'm going to cover everything for you guys. Now, for the next few weeks, I will be adding some more, and I'll be updating you guys after everything's settled in. So give me an idea what kind of videos you guys may be curious you want to see. I'm running out of ideas. I do have a few reviews I want to do as far as covering my equipment and my official thoughts, but I would like to hear you guys' input. So other than that, definitely like, comment, subscribe. You guys do what y'all do. I appreciate y'all watching. Be easy.